Hello once again and welcome to PokerStars Retro. I am James Hartigan, alongside me Mr. Joseph Stapleton.
Hello, my babies. Good morning.
And here we go, Joe. It's Thursday. Remember, we workshopped this last week. Is it time for Retro? You betro. And I think you find that introduction quite useful because I think it's important to center yourself and work out exactly what we're doing today. I saw your tweet. I know how you feel. We've had a lot on in the last few days, and it's important to understand exactly what the agenda for today is.
Am I supposed to say what the agenda is? It's 2008 poker.
There we go.
Now.
He knows. He got the memo.
Okay.
Yeah. Sunday Million, done. Podcast record, done. Commentator showdown, done. Now it's about going back in time to 2008 and season 2 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. The concept of PokerStars Retro, which started as EPT Retro last year and now continues to take in some of the other tours from around the world, is very simple. We take TV shows out of the archive, we strip away the original commentary, and we bring a fresh perspective on it. And it is genuinely fresh because Joe and I have never seen any of this content before. There were no live streams at the time. These TV shows never went out in the UK. I don't think they ever went out in the US, Joe. So we are literally seeing it as if it's new.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it may have run on Run It Up 24/7, but I only watch that if I'm in it. So I'm guaranteed to have not seen any of this stuff before.
Oh, you laugh and you say it like it's a bit, but come on, we know it's true. So the thing is, we need to keep reminding people as this show goes on today that is the format. Because, and this is where I'm going to give a shout out to our tireless mods, Raksha and Tom on Twitch, Dat Paddy on YouTube. The FAQ that they have to deal with pretty much every 30 seconds is this live. And I think it's important to just keep reiterating that obviously the poker was played 13 years ago. No, it's not live, but the stream is live in the sense that we are speaking to you now and we are bringing a 2021 perspective on what's happening at the tables.
Or in my case, like a 2017 perspective, but I don't want to over confuse things. This is live. That isn't. This is live. That you guys got it? It's easy.
Yeah. We'll keep reminding you. And bearing in mind what I just said about all the stuff we've had going on in the last week and a bit, let's have a nice laid-back, chilled-out vibe today. I'm not saying we can't bring the energy when it's needed, but equally, I can see it in your eyes, Joey. And, you know, you've been burning the candle at both ends with everything that's been going on. So let's just try and take it easy today.
I'm fine with that. Hey, look, I never take it that hard. So
I think that's the key, right? It's not a case of switching gears for you. It's basically staying in third.
I just got to keep my average.
So, yeah, we wrapped up Season 1 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour last week, and when it comes to Season 2, only one event got televised, and that means next week we're going to be moving on to the Latin American Poker Tour. So, Season 2 of the APPT, the cameras went to Macau in September of 2008, and they covered the main event from the 1st to the 3rd of September of that year. The buy-in for the main event was 25,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's around 3,200 US. 538 entries. So as we saw with these tours, the field's starting to get bigger as you get into the second and third seasons. Total prize pool of around 1.6 million US, with a first prize of nearly $500,000 US. 56 players getting paid. And as has been the format for all the previous APPT shows we've broadcast, final tables only. So we're going to play down from 9 to a winner. And when we're done with the main event, there's another Macau high roller for us to digest, and that is a tournament that features two-time World Series of Poker main event champion Johnny Chan. Johnny Chan on Retro, Joe, for the first time.
I mean, it's probably the only time we would get Johnny Chan is in something retro. He doesn't make too many appearances these days, but that's pretty cool. Have we ever done commentary on Johnny Chan before? Maybe for like a second in like a Tournament of Champions or something, but
yeah. It's going to be a new experience.
That's going to be a treat. Yeah.
So that's to come, but we'll deal with the main event first, which was played in this venue, the Grand Waldo Hotel in Macau. And one thing I want to point out, in fact, you probably can't see it. Let me just go large, as it were. The trophy for Season 2 of the APPT has changed. Now, I don't know if this was because people were stabbing each other with the shaft that they gave away during Season 1, but this looks like a fine red teapot still sat aloft the bed of roses, which I cannot confirm or deny was also presented to winners.
I'm pretty sure this is what Eddie Murphy is after in The Golden Child.
Is that the one that's now got a... No, it's Coming to America that's got a sequel now on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah, you should watch the sequel. It's cute. It's not amazing, but it's cute.
Okay. Well, right now we are going to watch the APPT Season 2 main event from Macau from September 2008. Old school poker with contemporary commentary and a few old school players at this 9-handed final table.
Like who?
Like Brian Huang from Singapore.
Singapore, more like Sing-a-Rich. That was my Brian Huang joke from back in the day.
Eddie Sabat from the US of A. Jeppe Drifsholm from Denmark.
Like, this is the United Nations of final table.
Yeah,
huh?
every country.
Like, every country.
Different country, right?
All 227 of them.
So we've got Tian Chen from the Chinese capital, Beijing. Will Chung from Macau. In fact, let's have a look at the full lineup, courtesy of this leaderboard, and we can see how they're stacked up. Brian Huang coming into this final table as the chip leader. Eddie Sabat not far behind him. And it's Sim Som-Myung from Korea, who's the short stack. Hey, Javid Abrahams is a UK player who we've seen on the EPT.
It's full of gold doubloons.
Yeah, it looks a lot less like a teapot from that angle. Blinds, 5,000, 10,000.
Eddie still looks exactly like that.
So action has been folded round to Javid Abrahams, who's got the Kevin Collins, the Cowboys, Pocket Kings. Raises it up.
Pocket Kings is just such a delight to look down and see. And plus, there's a little bit of danger because it's not the absolute nuts.
So Brian Huang re-raises with ace-9.
I'm on it.
All in.
Count, please.
Oh!
Count it, dude. I said count it.
Oh, no.
I said
Yeah.
count it.
Honestly, people don't usually say call, please, but it did sound like call. When I heard it, I was like, did he say count, please, or call, please?
Yeah.
About it now. I've got 30%, right? So let's see.
Oh, no. So Abrahams moved all in. Brian Huang said, count, please. The only word that Abrahams heard was call, and that's why he flipped his cards over. And Huang calls, realizing that he's actually getting the right price with just the ace.
Bobby! Ace!
I want to say no harm, no foul, but we haven't seen the run out yet.
Yeah. Little bit of controversy, the very first hand of this final table.
That's fun.
And Javid's
Ace! Running
hand
jacks.
is holding.
Running, whatever.
So unless Barry Greenstein makes an unwelcome
jack.
appearance,
No, I still lose. Oops.
Javid Abrahams will double up. Kings hold.
How much is that?
Barry's never made an unwelcome appearance.
20, 30, 37, right?
What about the time with the rogue, Joe?
I mean, it was his house.
So Javid Abrahams was short, got the full double up there, and we are still 9-handed at this final table. September 2008. Blind still 510.
From the Grand Waldo Hotel.
Love it. So this
Worst
is
children's book ever. Where's the Grand Waldo?
Super short stack. Sim So Young all in with
count
Jack
it?
6 of clubs.
Thank you.
Sim's so short.
Don't turn over your cards yet.
Good callback.
Call.
Well, Tian Chen is going to call with deuces, and we're off to the races.
Oh my goodness, I didn't have a race ready yet. I wasn't prepared for Jack 6 versus deuces in 2008.
This is the classicest of all races.
That's gonna come anyway, sorry.
Like Jumper versus The Happening.
Oh, God, those are two bad movies. 9-4-3 on the flop. Deuces are good. Jack or a 6 needed. And we have our first elimination. It's Sim So Young from Korea who exits in 9th place, cashing for the equivalent of $22,692 US.
A little 10 times your buy. Oh no, not quite.
Tian Chen up to 874K, and blinds are up to 6,000, 12,000. Danio says, can we see the info tab, please? I'm afraid the info tab did not work back in 2008.
And it doesn't work now.
Brian Huang with 10s. Raises.
James, we got a real Karen in the chat. And by that I mean someone whose name is Karen. Hi, Karen.
I haven't seen Eddie Sabat for a few years.
I haven't seen him. He does still play regular in the States, but definitely not in any of our stuff for a little while. I bet he played the PSPC.
I remember watching an NFL playoff game in the bar at Atlantis a few years back. Eddie was supporting the Packers, I was supporting the 49ers, but we left as friends. So
I think I've probably... Go ahead.
Of 10s here for Brian Huang. Eddie Sabat with bottom pair. And now drawing dead on the turn.
I think I've spent as much time with Eddie as any poker player out there. I've known Eddie for a really long time.
This hand ends on the turn. Oh yeah, I remember James Honeybone.
Me too. Honeybone. Honeybone.
So Jeppe Drivsholm opening here with King Queen.
Worst hand asked. This might be done, but are they commentating now? No, we are not. Thank you for your question.
The stacks are there 150. And just one, is it 150?
They're 150.
Okay.
So Eddie Sabat's turn to have pocket tens.
Okay. Call.
Re-raises Drivsholm, who calls with King Queen. Let's do the cards.
Dealer, do them, please.
A set
Oh.
of tens, 2 hands in a row. I mean, Drivsholm should be happy that he's not connected with this board.
You know how I say always
No.
bet your sets, James?
Yeah.
This does apply, even though you might not think it does.
Well, he doesn't have to, Joe, because Drivsholm's doing the betting for him, leading, out of position, into the pre-flop aggressor.
So I guess what I'm saying is don't fold your set here.
And Eddie Sabat now has a lock on it.
See how Eddie is going to bet his set. Really hoping Drivsholm has got some kind of overpair.
A wise surrender, sir.
And not a particularly difficult one.
So 8 players remaining in this APPT main event. From Season 2 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour, we're watching 13-year-old poker today. And the Grafton rule was certainly not in effect back then, so Eddie Sabat doesn't have to play 10-9 suited, but he's going to. Opens with it.
Always been ahead of his time.
That chip is blocking the whole card camera, so we don't know what Jeppe Drivsholm has. Hey!
It almost looks intentional.
What's so painful? You look so painful.
Let's sweat with Eddie Sabat, Joe, because I think Drivsholm's going to play against him.
All right, that's a re-raise.
It is.
I actually like calling a re-raise better with 10-9 suited than king-queen off.
So Eddie is in, and we have an 8-8-7 flop. Not too shabby. Open-ended straight draw, backdoor flush draw. 2 overs to the board.
And Drivsholm checks. Yeah, definitely I think check this back. I don't think you're going to get anything to fold by semi-bluffing that. You can take the free card. Drivsholm, with like how serious he's playing this hand, I really think he's checking back super strong. Not checking back, but checking super strong hands on that flop. And we as in us and Eddie are gonna need to improve it a big way. 10 high. There's no reason to get too fancy here.
Well, Drivsholm checks.
He did seem like he was kind of giving up.
Yeah, I read false tell into that. That looked a little bit too eager to make it look like,
oh, okay.
I'm giving up on this.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm with you now. He's gonna do all the thinking and then raise. Just a
Nope.
call. Okay.
And Eddie mucks the 10 high, which means Drivsholm doesn't have
No.
to show.
You call
And
it
Joe, we're never going to know.
Nice
I don't think it was ace high. I think it was something like kings, queens.
Let's see on TV.
Did you block your whole
No, we won't.
Okay, you won't see it on TV. He wouldn't see it. Yeah, it was blocked the entire time.
No, from the pot.
Oh, please.
Before.
No.
I don't think it was intentional, Joe. I think he honestly blocked it accidentally. Either way, he's
No,
now third in chips behind Eddie Sabat and Brian Huang. Javed Abraham's the short stack with 252k. And blind's now 8,000, 16,000.
James, if I can track that guy down and get him to tell us what he had, that's pretty cool, right?
It would be pretty cool.
We got to do it. We got to try.
Hello,
What's our
directory
PI
inquiries in
budget?
Copenhagen. I want to speak to a Mr. Jeppe Drivsholm.
Yeah.
So the raise here has come from Tian Chen with ace-10 of clubs. Michael Rosen is in with king-queen. Brian Huang in with ace-3. Charles Chua calls with king-10. And if Eddie Sabat plays as well, we're going to have that weird thing where one player's above the pot. Yep, Eddie Sabat, thank you for making this a 5-way hand that we can't put on the screen properly.
Eddie, you don't get to get in the pot. I'm sorry.
Ace 8-4. Eddie Sabat with top pair with the best kicker. Good question, academics. Drivsholm, are you in chat? Are you watching? You can use the YouTube comments. You can use live chat on Twitch. Let us know what you had.
I've searched for him on Twitter, and the only thing I can find is a tweet by Fred Lung, who used to basically run the APPT back in the day. It's a tweet from 2009. I'm gonna holler at Fred and see if he knows any way we can get in touch with Yepa.
This is going to be one of those things, Joe, where you put far too much time and effort into.
This is going to sound crazy, but do you know? I'm replying to a tweet from 2009, Fred.
This is getting a little bit spicy.
All right, I'll get back to the task at hand. 10.
Eddie got raised. And with Chen folding, we're heads up to the river. Huang, I guess, playing the wheel draw. And gets there on the river.
That's nasty.
And a value bet from Eddie Sabat with top pair.
That is gnar.
And Huang raises again.
It's just there are so few hands that improved on this river that can raise again. I was gonna say, I wonder if Kevin McPhee is there.
I could have a 3 now.
Kevin McPhee on the rail.
I remember Kevin and Eddie had
Ace-3.
interesting roommate stories to tell about each other.
I think it might just call a 40 though. It'd be so sick if you got there with 7-6, just raising it.
I'm with worst hand though. Can spot fold expecting to see 2 pairs set here anyway though. I think there's plenty of hands that have ace jack beat, but it's played so strangely.
I think.
Yes, you did get lucky. Eddie Sabat called the river raise, and that's going to see Brian Huang take the decisive chip lead at this final table. Nearly 1.6 million. And Eddie Sabat has dropped down to 545K.
As far as it's a very narrow range of hands that can raise twice for value, and ace-3 I think might be the only one.
This could be a semi-schlug for Javid Abrahams. We joined this hand late. He's all in with king-queen. Charles Chewett with the snowmen's. Num-num.
He loves it.
And we are flipping that coin.
Oh,
Appropriate reaction.
it's got 4 more
So
outs.
good.
Siama.
Imagine getting counterfeited by Barry Greenstein.
Ivana. Siama, Chibakia.
Nope. 8's hold, and that will see Javid Abrahams KO'd in 8th place. He earns $30,797. 7 players now remaining at this final table of the Macau main event from Season 2 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour, September 2008.
Everyone's now disappointed the guy who tables his hand before he's called is gone.
At the 8-16 blind level. And that's king-queen for Eddie Sabat.
Raise to 40,000.
Eddie raising to 40K.
I mean, we saw Eddie only had about a $500,000 left, so this is a pretty significant raise.
So this is a Swedish poker player called Michael Rosen, not to be confused with the children's author Michael Rosen. This one does not have a beard, nor is he going on a bear hunt. He's moving all in with King Jack.
Yeah, nor is he probably going to be around much longer in this tournament.
I had a feeling you might do that. I don't just pay 190 to see your cards. You could just take the 190. Let's see. I might gamble. It's 190 more. Yeah, I'm gonna call. I'll call.
Eddie Sabat calls. And Michael Rosen is at risk and way behind. It's Domination Nation.
Step one, complete. Now step two.
Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Good call.
It's one part.
That's a nice. We don't hear people say that enough. Good call. And mean it.
It's a jack high flop. Everything's coming up Rosen.
Sorry.
I had the queen of diamonds. Wait.
That's over.
Careful.
The good guys never come back from this.
Premature celebration.
Well, you can celebrate the appearance of the jack and not be prematurely celebrating winning the hand, right?
No queen.
10 or a queen.
Oh, that's a little.
That's a very good
he's
call.
Lost me now.
Oh.
He's really lost me now.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Every time I defend, they're like, nah, we're just going to make sure that you're wrong about this.
Yeah, really good call.
Okay.
I gotta catch him eventually. But whatever. I still have chips.
What do you got? What do you got? This Swedish fisk is hard to get rid of.
Oh, now I got some chips.
Delicious red candy.
So Rosen now playing 424k. Will Chong becomes the short stack. Brian Huang still chip leader. Blinds 10,000, 20,000.
How about this hand for the Swedish fish?
Yeah. Opens with aces.
If you lick the ace of hearts, it tastes exactly like a Swedish fish.
Pocket jacks here for Tian Chen, who's re-raising.
Unfortunately, the only thing he can beat is pocket tiens. I mean, this guy's got a rep as a dude who gets it in with king jack off, so.
You think he gets called here?
Yeah, I do. It doesn't look like much more.
There is the call. So this time, Rosen gets it in as a favorite, and enough with the premature celebrating.
Good call, though. Good call. It was a really good call.
No jack. No jack.
A jack would eliminate Michael Rosen. Running straight cards would also work for Tian Chen.
I guess there's some opportunity.
Oh, nice sweaty turn card.
Give me a 7.
Is it always coming 7?
What about a queen?
Another deuce on the river, and Rosen gets another double up.
That's going to make him an actual contender at this point. Pretty tough to double up twice at the final table and not have one of the bigger stacks.
You see it once? I guess it's better not to see it. You see it and you get busted and you cry.
That's my Asian counterpart.
Still at the 10-20 blind level. And now Rosen's got jacks.
Raise to 55.
King Queen for Brian Huang.
Call.
Call.
Flats Rosen's raise. Charles Chua was ace king.
Good luck, all-in player. Also just flats? Oh, you gotta pick up that dead money, that Brian Huang dead money with the ace king. You gotta get another bet in there.
Scandinavians against Asians. Let's go. Go Vikings.
2x2.
Denmark
It's a
is not
rivalry
joining
you don't
in.
hear that much about.
It's me against 2 Asians now.
So no re-raise from the King Queen, no re-raise from the Ace King. 3-way to the flop, and it is a set of jacks for Rosen. Top pair for both Chua and Huang.
I think Rosen should just offer everyone else a deal right now.
Well, Michael Rosen is from the Joe Stapleton school of always bet your set. Gets a call from Huang.
When
Top
you get
pair and the worst kicker.
Yeah, when you get 2 callers here pre-flop, like, you absolutely have to bet your set here. There's going to be so many hands you can get value from. As you can see, 2 hands here.
And interestingly, Chua is raising with top pair, top kicker.
All in.
Raising.
Quick shove from Rosen. And Huang quickly realizes that King Queen's no good. Now the action's back on Chua. What do you do here with Ace King, Joe?
This is really tough. This is really, really tough. I mean, you've got Rosen covered, it looks like. It depends on your opponent, what you think of them. Or how often are they going to be doing this with a semi-bluff?
At best, I split, I think.
I think that's a solid read. At best, you split. I think this is I think that's a strong. Obviously, we can see it's a good laydown, but I just don't see Rosen having worse than a pair there very often.
Strong fold. Huh? Is it a good fold? Strong fold. I don't know if it was good or not, but strong fold.
I think that I can only split there. The best I can hope for is a split there. Or I'm really, really far behind. Huh?
Could be flashing. Straighting.
Call that man Candlebox because he was indeed far behind.
Yes.
Charles Chua, or as we call him,
Thinking about
Chachu.
that hand with him.
I mean, I guess it's good he didn't get another bet in pre-flop because then they probably flip and Ace King would not have fared well at Showdown at that point.
Correct. So Eddie Sabat with Queen Jack. Raises. Wow, Michael Rosen had a hand where he wasn't dealt a premium.
He probably needed to pee.
10-6 of clubs for Charles Chua. And he defends. And it is an open-ended straight draw for Eddie Sabat, but 2 pair for Chua. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the Big Blind Special.
101,000.
Nice flop, Chachu.
All in. All in.
All in.
Oh, wow. Chua check raising all in.
So in a situation, whoa, Eddie calling it off with the up and down draw. You don't see that very often anymore. This is exactly the kind of hand Chua is trying to deny equity to.
9. Call for a 9 this time. We need a 9. 9.
I can't remember the last time when we saw somebody call it off with an up and down draw at a final table.
Hey, there's Selena Lynn.
I do miss Selena Lynn. Selena Lynn's a mom now.
Close.
So close.
Good luck.
9 or an ace would eliminate Chua.
Yes!
It's a 9. Ah, Eddie Sabat was actually the at-risk player there.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes the call even more extraordinary. He called it off on a draw, Joe.
Yeah, extraordinary is a good word for it. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I saw somebody call it off with an up and down draw, no pair.
Hates me, sorry.
Wow, I thought Chua was the at-risk
Oh my God,
player.
no, I know that you guys are a little irritated, I know.
No, we just hate the dealer. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Chua not happy. That hand combined with the awful spot he found himself in with ace-king against Rosen. He's now 5th on the leaderboard. Eddie Sabat back up to 727,000. Tian Chen, the short stack, with 7 players remaining. Action folded. Chua on the button. Looks like he's passed as well, so this will be a blind v blind situation. Eddie Sabat in the small with queen 7 of spades.
I'm all in.
Shoves on the 10 big blind stack of Tian Chen, who has ace king. What a time. What a time to wake up with ace king.
Yeah, well, now you just need the run out to cooperate just a little bit.
I'm good at these.
I still can't believe Eddie hit that straight. Who does that?
I haven't lost one of these all tournament.
Yeah.
I'm first. Sorry.
Might be the first time.
I probably just jinxed myself.
So Chen with the best hand, but also at
Yes.
risk.
That's not a good door.
There's a king
Yes.
and an ace.
Oh, all right.
While Chen now a 95% favorite to double up.
Getting creative.
Lock it up for Tian Chen.
No drama.
Spade on the turn creates a sweat.
I don't need no drama.
No.
Flush
I just
draw
be like,
now.
if I was Chen, I'd be like, dealer, we're good here. There's no need for a river. Let's not disrespect the game by putting out a
I
river
appreciate
here.
the sweat even if it doesn't go.
Please bring a red card.
Eddie Sabat looking for a spade to eliminate Tian Chen. Gets there, runner, flush cards, and we are down to 6. Tian Chen eliminated in brutal fashion. 7th place finisher. At least he's still smiling. Cashes for $42,144. What an absurd hand.
When you run good, you run good.
Eddie wasn't wrong.
2 hands in a row, Joe, where he's just run extraordinarily well. Calling off with a straight draw and getting there on the river. Getting it in there with Queen 7 suited against Ace King. And catching running spades to make a flush to eliminate his opponent. Whew. And that takes us down to the final 6 players at this event from Macau in September 2008. And, yep, the usual fun stuff that we've come to expect from the APPT so far.
Yeah, once again, we still got a case of Eddie Sabat being a guy who was probably making more money at the time than he knew what to do with, was probably free rolling this event in Macau. You know, it's just very much a product of its time that everybody was having a little too much fun, didn't need to consider ICM or certain sort of spots that are pretty standard now, right? Like when you get shoved on and you got King High and an open ender there, people are not calling it off these days, but it was just such a fun and fancy free time that was considered like a fairly legitimate play to make.
Yeah.
I'm open-ended. I'm open-ended. So I don't like the disappointment that we're seeing it causing the other people, but you do kind of love to see it. Just that sort of carefree attitude and friends on the rail. Everyone's just still kind of living it up. It's all still pretty new.
Yeah. Back to the action in just a moment, but I want to say thank you to Asifo and everyone else who's complimented our coverage of the Sunday Million anniversary on Tuesday night. I hope you enjoyed the stream, or at least enjoyed the replay the following day. Should point out that Joe and I have spoken to Vanessa Cade in the last few hours, and she is our guest on this week's edition of the Poker in the Ears podcast, which we will be publishing pretty much as soon as this stream is over today. So once we're done with the final table of this APPT main event and the high roller that follows it, featuring Johnny Chan, we'll publish the latest episode of the podcast, and you can hear from Vanessa, who is now $1.5 million richer after taking down, and to put it into perspective, Joe, and I did say this on the podcast, one of the biggest online MTTs in history.
Yeah, I mean, look, and just such a memorable one, right? Like there are some like big field MTTs, but usually they have a much lower price point, right? Like $11, you might get a big old 70,000 runner tournament on an anniversary weekend for an $11 tournament. But to take one down of that size at that buy-in level and that nice round number, $1.5 million. No one is going to forget that. That is one of those wins that will live on forever. Vanessa Cade winning the 15. It's not a 15th anniversary, right? It's like 15-year Sunday Million.
Yeah.
That is just something that nobody's 1.5, 15, Vanessa Cade. And let me tell you guys, Vanessa is charming AF. You really need to tune into this week's podcast. She's just, I don't know. She's a little bit magic. I was quite charmed talking to her last night when we did it, and I'm looking forward to watching that interview back.
Yeah, well, now we're going to rewind the clock again to 13 years ago and go back to 2008 and continue this final table from Macau, the main event from Macau on Season 2 of the Asia Pacific Poker Tour, with these 6 players remaining, competing for a first prize of $453,851. As we bring you contemporary commentary of old school poker. That's the retro way.
I bought this bottle of whiskey. I've drank half of it by myself. I'm not joking. You ask my friends.
Yes,
I would have too.
I've still got that here.
This dude's getting worked.
Blinds 12,000, 24,000. Eddie Sabat with King Queen. King 9 for Will Chong, who is the short stack at this final table.
Calling.
Pulling 80? Probably, yeah.
And I think we have a Domination Nation situation on our hand because Eddie is calling. By the way, Ivan, you want to see an LAPT event? That's the tour moving on to next week.
This broke my heart. I thought Ivan was Ivana.
Me.
Domination Nation. The price is Chong.
I read it as Ivan Arg. Like a pirate.
The 9
called
comes, I
Ivan.
want in the door at least, so I could just walk away.
Eddie Sabat's been running real hot.
You don't want to hit your queen now.
Huh, yeah, you don't want to hit
He'll
your
take a
queen now,
10.
do you?
You take a 10, that's a split.
Is that who will?
Oh, he'll take a 10.
Just take a king or a 10, not a queen. You can take the 10, not the queen.
Whatever the cards will be, the cards.
Seems fair.
Runner, straight flush.
Eddie Sabat.
Will Chong go broke? Question mark.
Yeah, Eddie's got 86% now.
Will Chong go broke, period.
Yep. Out in 6th place. That's worth $56,731. The final 5. APPT Season 2 Macau from September 2008.
I think APP2 would have been good branding.
It's a bit late now. Memo to the marketing guys in 2008. Michael Rosen's been quiet since that run of ridiculous hands. The King Jack suck out, the aces, the set of jacks.
Quiet unless you count his clothing, which is quite loud.
Rosen in action here with 10-8 offsuit. It is always coming 7 for Eddie Sabat. Rosen is second in chips right now. More than $1 million at the start of this hand.
It's the first hand we've seen Rosen get kind of out of line with his raises.
King 4-3 on the flop. Sabat 7 still good. He's a 3-1 favorite.
And you remember what Eddie said before, right? He said, I'm going to get him eventually. And so I just wonder if we aren't going to see Eddie station Rosen on multiple streets here with the 2 7s.
Interesting theory. Well, Eddie's called the continuation bet. This hand going to the turn.
Bisque. No, I'm still in 5
Check that.
6 of hearts.
Check.
I don't see Eddie folding this gut shot and a hand that might be best.
Well, Rosen barrels 250K.
Wow, that's big. That's big. Maybe Eddie can get away from it.
Nope. He calls. And we
I'm
have
sticking
a
to my original read.
pot of over 900K. Queen on the river. 7 still good. Eddie checks a 3rd time. Is Rosen going to fire again or give up?
It's so hard to fire a 3rd barrel here. Yeah, you just think you're going to get stationed with a king. Oh. Oh. Ow. Oh.
Waiting for that third barrel. Wait for that 3rd barrel. Woo.
Eddie's now got the chip lead.
If I perm my hair, you think I'd be as good as you?
If you perm your hair.
Yeah. Nice hand, mate.
The weird thing is, there is a character in Jaws 2 called Eddie, who looks just like Eddie Sabat.
He's got that Sonny Corleone
60.
hair.
Wait till 60,000.
Ryan Wang has opened with ace-5. Oh, we haven't seen Eddie's cards, so I guess we're sweating with Brian. Well, not really, because we are going to see Yeppa's cards, and he's got ace-jack.
This time we see Yeppa.
Ace-queen deuce. So Drivsholm could have the best hand here, Joe?
Yeah, I'm not taking the mystery hand. I'm taking Drivsholm's hand.
$100.
100,000.
Brian Wang was the pre-flop aggressor, continues for 100K.
Overcalling there with ace-jack. You have to be a little bit cautious once it goes back call. Club on the turn. All right, so we got the jack of clubs now.
I like it.
Yeah, Eddie snap-checked. Wang does not bet again. River is an 8. We're real. So if you're Drivsholm, you really want a free showdown here. When Eddie snap checks and then leads, I think Eddie's going to have clubs a decent amount of the time. I think he's going to have 2 pair a decent amount of the time. I don't know how often this is a bluff into 2 opponents. We're going to get to see it. The river 2 pair.
Wow. Eddie Sabat shows queen 8. The river 2 pair and adds to his stack, increases his chip lead.
I'll fold when I lose.
Eddie is luck boxing his way through this right now.
Kyle Gordon Stanley asks, was this event pre or post Quantum of Solace? Pre. This event took place in September of 2008. Quantum of Solace opened in October, late October of 2008. Kings, hello.
And what hand is Eddie going to crack these with?
Oh, don't.
Ace Jack. Story checks out.
Around how much do you have?
About $1 million.
All right.
Hartigan, you fold that Ace Jack there, don't you?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Eddie has too many bluffs there.
All in.
So the re-raise from Eddie, the shove from Brian Wang.
Okay, let's bring in the 264.
You know Eddie's calling. He has a straight draw.
Ooh.
Honeybone.
Like 755. I call.
Wow. Eddie Sabat calls with
This
ace-jack.
Huge.
Come on, man. One time, man.
Eddie. Ace Jack. Eddie.
Well, the pot's worth 2.2 million. It's also Brian Wang's tournament life on the line.
Suited?
Yeah, ace jack of clubs. Suited.
Where's it? King on the floor.
Drop a king.
There is a king on the flop. No clubs. Eddie Sabat has just 2% now.
Queen 10? What that? Queen 10.
I mean, we saw a 5% comeback from the flop. This is less than half that equity.
Always a sweat.
I better run here. One more side. No more for side. Siama. Siama. 10.
A 10 would be so dirty. It's the ace, and that doesn't change anything. That is a huge double up for Brian Huang, and that's going to see him take the chip lead now.
Whanging around. Whanging around.
2.18 million.
Nice hand, Brian.
Thank you, Eddie.
It's not supposed to be easy.
Eddie getting a little bit complacent with making hands.
King 9 of diamonds opens. Jeppe Drivsholm with pocket fours. Drivsholm is the shortest stack, and he is all in.
Yeah, all right, call. Get lucky. You have a king or 9? Good.
And it's another unconventional race, Joe.
Like the TV show Leverage versus the TV show The Mentalist. One of these two things from 2008 has the slight mathematical advantage.
And it's Eddie Sabat who has paired his 9 on the flop.
Problem.
How can you not love poker from this era?
He just got like, I raised 7. Yeah.
I do love it. I don't know what you're insinuating.
I'm saying that all this GTO stuff, you play the man. It's all about your table image. ICM?
Red.
Ice cream, more like.
That doesn't matter.
Huh? Well, I mean, it's record. Booyah!
And that is another elimination. Jeppe Drivsholm departs in 5th place, cashing for $81,045, and we are four-handed now at this final table from Macau in September of 08.
Yep, but get in touch. I got to know what you had on that hand.
Brian Huang's the chip leader, but Eddie Sabat has closed the gap.
$60.
Brian Huang raises to 60,000 at the 12.24 blind level. As ace-3 offsuit. Eddie Sabat with pocket 10s. Jack 9-3 on the flop, bottom pair for Brian. Eddie, better than a 3-1 favourite. By the way, Joe, there's some guy on YouTube who is desperate for us to bring back Shark Cage. I'm going to give them the standard response I always give, which is one day. One day.
Oh, one day's not the worst answer you could hear.
Oh! 3 on the turn, trips for Huang.
These two just trading haymakers back and forth. And I feel like this is another situation where Eddie's going to get real sticky with a pair. He's waiting for this bet. We already know he likes to call down on these one over pair boards. And understandably, you know, 10s are going to be good here a lot. Eddie grabs his chips for a second before checking, maybe hoping he can deter Brian from betting, but it does not work.
I just feel so milked. I feel like I have an udder.
Sorry?
I feel so milked.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
And he calls.
So sick.
You done got milked.
Ace 3 again, yeah.
Slow roller.
Ace 3 again.
I don't think you could ever fold ace 3.
Yeah, Eddie Sabat's been done by Wang's ace 3 twice now. Brian, an accounting student, or was rather back in 08. Blinds up to 15,000, 30,000.
That'd be amazing if he was still in accounting. It would be National Lampoon's Van Wang.
Jack 9 all in for Charles Chua.
Chachu. Good luck, Chachu.
Charles announces all in.
And it's ace king for Michael Rosen.
Oh boy.
All in.
Macau announces all in.
Start celebrating now, homie.
Good luck, Ninja.
So Chua at risk. Does have live cards. It's near enough 60-40.
Show card, please.
9-10.
Macau shows ace of clubs.
It's live, it's live, it's live.
Charles shows jack of hearts, 9 of diamonds.
Okay.
Live
I'm like
is
84%
live.
favorite, I think.
La 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 la.
Folks on the
Come on,
rail,
hold up.
calling for Chucky Chew.
Good luck, man. What a... He fist gets a hand when I shove in on him.
There we have a flop.
Oh, Charleston Chua. We could call him that too. That's another good one. I gotta get these in case he goes broke.
Flops.
No jack.
The open ender.
No jack, no jack.
Brick.
That's like the worst flop. Come on.
That is a really bad flop for Ace King.
Here we have the turn.
The 8 on the turn gives Chua a straight,
Charles has made a straight.
but it's not over yet.
Leaves Macau outs only to a jack to make a better straight.
God, I suck.
Is the game that easy, Charles?
No jack on the river. The ace not enough for Rosen.
Go, Chucky!
And that will see Charles Chua double up through Michael Rosen. And that's going to leave Rosen really short, Joe.
Really short.
Chua now on 900K.
Lines are up.
Sorry, man.
1,040.
Just such a harsh game.
Meanwhile, looks like Rosen's about to get semi-schlooged.
Oh no. This is not the semi we were asking for.
Or 10.
It was the last hand that did the damage. Wow. And that's the hand that seals the deal and sends Michael Rosen to the exit in 4th place. Hey, the Swede cashed more than 100K, $108,600.
Is that Tony Dunst calling the table action, by the way?
Hey, I might not kill you now.
7-3. You know, you made a great fold.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe he and Selena were a thing at the time.
Nice of Rosen to tell Chua that he made a great fold with the ace-king earlier.
It was nice.
And we had confirmation the blinds went to 20-40, and we're now 3-way at this final table. King, queen of strawberries.
Oh, it's the Brian Wang hand. Ace tray.
But this time it's Eddie Sabat who flops best, pairing his queen.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get Eddie this time.
Eddie bets 220,000.
Can understand calling once here with ace high, but this is going to hit Eddie quite a bit.
Eddie improving to a better two pair. Oh, Brian. Brian.
Boy, I don't know how you don't just snap call here.
Going to the river.
I call. Next card. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, more than $1 million in the pot, and it's a full house now for Eddie Sabat.
I mean, if
500,000.
okay, I was gonna say Wong decided to rep the king on the turn. Eddie does not give him the opportunity to do it again, and instead is gonna take this opportunity to try to get a call from ace high.
Sorry, Eddie.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if a hand like 7-8 plays it this way.
Eddie shows king of hearts, queen of hearts.
Did Brian make the call there with ace high?
He did. And like in a vacuum, I can understand calling with ace high just on the river.
And it is Tony Dunst.
Yeah. It looks like Matt Affleck behind him. I can understand calling with ace high on the river, but when Eddie calls your turn bet, like I don't really think he's gonna have that many pure floats anymore.
Yeah.
Eddie will have the button in his hand.
Well, Eddie Sabat has had 2.2 million, clearly lost a little bit because now Charles Chua is the chip leader. That's what happens with televised highlights. You sometimes get big swings in the stacks.
Nobody noticed back then. They barely noticed at the
The
table.
whiskey is wearing off now.
Somebody get Charleston Chua some more whiskey, please.
That is one hell of a trophy.
I think I preferred the stabby one. Although if that were in my house, it would be totally full of coins right now.
And boiled sweets. 25K, 50K blinds.
All in.
Brian Huang all in with ace 4. Round to Eddie Sabat in the big blind, who has ace king.
Oh, no.
Suited.
Domination nation.
Eddie shows ace of clubs, king of clubs.
The small wheelie aces have been good to Brian Huang, but I feel like this might be it for him.
Yep, that is Matt Affleck in the white shirt.
I'm not good at these dominating situations.
And we have the flop leads. The flop reads 7 of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 5 of clubs.
Thank you, Tony Dunst.
Was he doing the real deal yet at this point?
Oh, God, no.
I don't think so, right? Yeah.
The turn is the 7 of hearts.
I'm assuming that Tony was there to play, and they just asked him to do this.
Yeah.
We saw some of the random pros they used to get to call the cards on the EPT back in the day.
Bond 99.
And that is the elimination of Brian Huang, third place finisher for $153,985. Heads up at APPT Macau.
I was expecting more of a Huang dog expression on his face.
It is Charles Chua versus Eddie Sabat for the title and the first prize of $453K. And we're going rock.
This song, of course, by Oyster Jelly.
And it's Charles Chua with the chip lead, 3.27 playing, 2 million. Blinds at 25.50.
We're having fun, aren't we?
Yeah.
Are you really stressed?
Huh?
Are you stressed?
More exhausted than anything.
Yeah.
Eddie closed the small blind on the button.
So this event was played from the 1st to the 3rd of September 2008. It's the only leg of the second season of the APPT that was televised. After the final table of the main event, after we crown a champion here, we will have the high roller event.
175,000. Charles makes the call, and we're going to see a flop.
Ace Queen versus Jack 8.
Flop is 5 of spades, Queen of hearts, 10 of clubs.
Can't believe they're not talking about the news that happened that day, September 1st, 2008. I don't know if you remember this, James, but it was the day that Sarah Palin's 17-year-old daughter Bristol was revealed to be 5 months pregnant. Can you believe they're not talking about that here at Macau?
Yes, I can. Thank you for your question.
255,000. Thank you.
Well, how about the fact that the Japanese Prime Minister resigned on this day, less than a year after taking office?
Wow, this is an interesting spot.
I call.
Chua moves all in, and Eddie Sabat calls with the best of it. Top pair, top kicker, 4-1 favorite.
Chua now with the draw. Is
So-
he going to Sabat this?
Yeah, Eddie, the at-risk player here, but with the best of it.
Nice hand.
就是说，那Eddie 就是另外一个人，他筹前面那些筹码。
Red Bull and Poker Talk.
This is gonna be the longest sweat ever.
Turn is the 6 of
How
diamonds.
sexy is that? Almost looks like a 9.
I mean, you've got to be feeling so good about this.
You're not going to feel good until that river card has been dealt and it's not a 9. It's a 7, and Eddie Sabat gets the big double up, and we see a big switcheroo in the chip stacks. Interesting shove there by Chua.
Nice hand, nice hand.
Thank you.
Rudimentary poker strat coming at you guys, but when you shove with your hands, you want to make sure that some better hands will fold.
We just saw the reigning Macau main event champion on the rail there, Dinley from the UK.
Eddie completes.
Eddie just calls with Jack 9.
Charles checks.
And Charles Chua checks his option with Queen Deuce of Hearts. The flop is 8-5 deuce. 1 heart.
Charles checks.
But 1 deuce. That's the key factor here.
Eddie bets 100,000.
And a pair of deuces is better than Jack high.
Charles calls. Turn is a 9 of hearts.
But not better than a 9.
Charles checks.
Hearts.
Eddie bets what appears to be 300,000.
All in.
Charles announces all in.
Chua shoving again with the worst hand.
I call.
Eddie says he
And
calls.
Eddie calls with a pair of 9s.
I mean, he's got way more outs this time. He's got the pair, he's got the flush draw, he's got the overcard.
Charles shows queen deuce for the queen high flush draw with the queen overcard.
This shove makes a little bit more sense. Tough to get a 9 to fold, but maybe an 8 or a 5 would.
Otherwise, Eddie is our champion.
This is for the title, by the way. If Eddie's
Is my heart not
hand
beating fast
holds,
enough?
it's over.
I'm actually fine.
I'm the one sweating. I said I'm the one sweating it.
The rubber card is a deuce. Oh, Eddie saw that it wasn't a heart and celebrated, but actually, it's trips for Chua and he doubles up. Oh, that was amazing. You want an action replay? Let's get an action replay on that.
The celebration, lamentation, all in one
It's
fell
not a heart.
motion.
Oh, it's a deuce.
I did it.
And he's immediately confessing. He's like, I accidentally celebrated.
That's embarrassing.
He's so cute.
The false cheer.
Oh, these people aren't
I
going to be
don't even know
laughing
that
about
guy.
it in 13 years' time.
That's all you
it's
can do.
never easy.
Call yourself out.
Here we go again.
Alrighty, let's start over.
Let's go again.
So what's the situation
Charles
now?
is on the button.
I think Eddie still has a slight chip lead.
It might be more than slight. I don't think it's as much as 2 to 1, but he's got all those orange chips.
Yeah.
Charles raises to 175,000.
Chua raising with Queen 3, and that is King Jack of Diamonds for Eddie Sabat.
Eddie makes the call from the big blind. We go to the flop. Flop is 6
Flop
of clubs,
is
of
Queen
diamonds,
6-6 with
6
2
of
diamonds.
See you at the river, James.
Eddie checks. Charles bets 275,000.
Bet from Chua with top pair.
Eddie
The
makes a
raise from Eddie Sabat with the diamond draw.
to roughly 1,005,000. Oh, I'm sorry.
All in.
The shove from Chua.
I mean, if you call with an open ender, that's 6 outs, right?
You have a
8
queen?
outs.
Why
This
is
is
that?
one more out than
Because it
that.
would change my hand. Give me some more outs if you didn't. I hope you just have a 10 high flush draw.
You've got a straight draw, haven't you?
So much in there. Hey! Okay, I call.
Eddie Sabat calls with the draw.
Eddie shows king of
Once
diamonds,
again,
jack of
trying to
diamonds.
put it to bed
Shows
by
queen of spades,
spiking
queen
on
of
the
clubs.
turn or river.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this is close to a race, 56-44.
Or a king to win the
And if
pot.
Eddie gets there, it is over.
King.
Perhaps running straight.
Running royal
Oh, diamond.
flush, baby.
10 for the sweat.
You gotta sweat the flush draw now. Doesn't feel nice.
It doesn't feel nice, does it?
Yeah, we have the turn card, please. The turn is the ace of clubs.
Ace on the turn, and now Chua becomes a 2-1 favorite to double up.
Eddie needs any diamond,
There goes that.
10, or any king to win the pot.
Kings, 10s, and diamonds are cards that work for Eddie Sabat.
The
And it is a diamond. And Eddie
Celebrate
Sabat
that deuce.
celebrates as he claims the title. Charles Chua, the runner-up, for just shy of 300K. Eddie Sabat from the USA is an Asia Pacific Poker Tour champion, taking down the Macau leg of Season 2 of the APPT for $453,851. Plus, he will get to lift the decorative trophy.
It looked a lot bigger before.
And I'll tell you what, Joe, that was an honest shock/surprise to me. I did not know, despite the fact that I've spent time in Eddie Sabat's company, that he is an APPT winner. I didn't know that was going to play out that way.
I think I knew but forgot. as is very classic me. I'm pretty sure I've seen that trophy lift before, but didn't realize I was probably going to see it again till we were heads up. And then I was like, oh, wait, I think Eddie wins this.
One quick thing before we move on to the high roller event, and I've noticed that these little bad boys make frequent appearances. The Red Triangle of Death, the All-In Triangle, which I don't think made their way over to Europe for like 4 or 5 years after this.
You know, Asia is typically ahead of the curve in efficiency and technology, and the All-In Triangle, which eventually became a mainstay on the European Pro. I'm not at all surprised to see them having that working long before we ever did in the West.
Okay. Well, did you enjoy having Charles Chua at that final table, Joe?
Charleston Chua, yeah, he's my new favorite candy.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that he is also at the final table of the high roller event that we're now going to cover, along with Johnny Chan, 2-time World Series of Poker main event champion, Van Marcus, who we've already seen at one APPT final table during Season 1, and the guy who wants us to do the cards, David Stikey, is back for more. He's at another high roller final table.
Love it. I'm into it. David Stikey is probably my favorite player overall that we've covered since switching from EPT Retro to PokerStars Retro. So I'm really looking forward to this. If it's half as fun as the last high roller, this will be a good show.
Okay, so this is our goodbye to the APPT. This is the last event televised from the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. It took place from the 7th to the 9th of September 2008 at the Grand Waldo Hotel in Macau. The buy-in, 150,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's around 19K US. 61 entries, prize pool of nearly 1.3 million US dollars. 9 paid. So as we join the action, they are in the money. They are at the final table. Everyone's guaranteed 25K US. Nearly $500,000 up top. I am excited to see Johnny Chan in action and the rest of these players. Let's get to it. More action from the APPT. Another high roller event for us to cover here on PokerStars Retro.
You remember that line from Rounders where he's like, I'm sorry, Jonathan Chan, but I don't remember my hand.
And there he is. The winner in 87 and 88. Denied the three-peat by Helmuth in 89.
By the way, All-In Energy Drink had gone out of business 5 years before this. He's still wearing the hat.
Nam Lee is a WPT champion. Quinn Do has a World Series bracelet. There's Van Marcus, a former APPT finalist.
National Lampoon's Van Marcus.
And there's the guy we just saw finish second in the main event, Charles Chua.
They're like, come on, you got money. Come play the high roller.
She's got to do the cards. David Stikey back for more.
His jet is already on standby. He's ready to go. He's done with this.
I'm going to be asking
like,
Jerry
another
for advice today.
How long do you know
Which Jerry would that be? Jerry Rice?
A long time.
Well, if it's a 49ers mascot, it's got to be Jerry Rice, right? The GOAT. Stikey's the chip leader coming into this with 391K. Van Marcus and Charles Chua are short. Johnny Chan also doesn't have that many chips. Blinds
Stikey must be
1,500, 3,000.
Stikey must be so disappointed he's chip leader. He's like, oh, how long do I have to stay?
Yeah, there's a party in Hong Kong tonight. jack here for Will Maher from Canada.
Parents were a big fan of the Flintstones.
Raises.
Wilma.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
Andrew Scott from Hong Kong. We saw him in EPT London, season 7. Got eliminated by Vicky Corrin on the feature table.
Do you hear what I hear? Jerry says 23,000.
Go Jerry. Ace Queen.
Jerry. It's his buddy.
Jerry's a maniac.
My lucky Jerry.
I don't think Jerry was numbered 00,
He only
but
comes
I'll
out
allow
final
it.
tables.
He was 80.
Come out in the long time.
The shirt was retired.
So people pick on me when I raise, eh?
Hey, don't blame me. It's Jerry's fault.
All right, you can have it.
There we go.
It's a hashtag fun fact. There was another famous wide receiver who was number 80, Isaac Bruce, who played for the Rams. Bruce came to the 49ers, and Jerry Rice actually gave him permission to use the number 80 and unretire that number. Bruce wouldn't hear about it and switched to 88.
If Jerry gives me a bad beat, I'm biting his head off, just to let you know.
That's 2 class acts in that story. I like it.
Yeah, I thought you was going to cut. Yeah, that's right. Right. Come on, do it. If I win this event, I'm going to...
I don't like the way he's handling that poor doll. Crazy Carl's got a point. This was the era of Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Did you guys ever get Jerry Springer over there?
Yeah, but I'm going to say that was more like 20 years ago rather than 13 years ago. Like early 2000s was the era of Springer. Like late 90s, early 2000s maybe.
You know what? You're probably right. I'm thinking of... I had 2 friends that I made in 2008, and they had this VHS tape because they faked a story to get on the Jerry Springer show.
Random. Quindo opening here with 8-4 of diamonds. By the way, Quindo repping the APT, not to be confused with the APPT.
What was the APT?
That's the Asia Poker Tour. That's not run by PokerStars.
Got it. Dead to me then.
Stikey getting sticky with ace-6.
Oh, hello.
All in.
And an all-in from Charles Chua.
Bigger than it looks, yeah.
Just like a Charleston Chua.
That's a problem.
Yeah, but you know he's gonna call.
Yeah, that's
That's a penalty.
So back around to the chip leader, David Stikey. And that's a call, and it's Domination Nation. Chua way ahead here.
Why can you have a pair?
Please don't.
I might.
I mean, I know that
thinking
Stikey can't go broke here, but please don't send him home early.
if Chua had a pair, 7's up. 6 is up, in fact. Stikey would still only have 30%, so it's the same difference.
Such a good line.
This guy can get a heart attack. Come on, hurry up. Let's get over with it. You let him win it?
I would have called this guy not playing. You know, I'm
It's all over on the turn as Chua gets a double up.
Wait, isn't it weird that the guy who
I'm still here.
spent the entire last final table chomping on a piece of gum just lost to a dude named Chua?
Good callback. Blinds are now 2,000, 4,000. And Stikey's got 10s.
If Stikey was a Pokemon, he would have eventually evolved into Talal Shakurchi, I think.
Queen Jack for Chua. And Andrew Scott has, was that Ace Jack?
Raise.
Sounds like it.
Another 16.
This man looks very serious.
Isn't it awful that the only thing I know him for is being KO'd by Vicky Corrin on day 1 of an EPT?
Well, now you've got a chance to know him for something else.
That's
being
true.
KO'd by David Stikey.
We do the cards. King 5-3, 10 still good. No misclicks or min bets now. Stikey's all business.
Yeah, I don't know about continuing here with Ace Jack, no diamond. After the guy who still comes across as a relative amateur leads into you. I just don't know.
Got to see if you
what
can
you're
turn a
ahead
real
of.
draw, Joe. Got to try and hit the straight draw on the turn.
The non-diamond straight draw.
Which you can then brick the river with.
It just feels terrible, right? Like you 3-bet Ace Jack and then you just insta-fold on the flop when the guy donk leads into you. But it's, you know, you just got to do it.
35,000.
35,000 would not be enough to get me to fold the 10 of diamonds. And it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to get Stikey to fold either.
Present. It's not a present, mate.
What?
Stikey thought he was making a bad call.
Stikey increases his chip lead. In fact, he's got a really significant advantage now. 420k. Andrew Scott second in chips with 163k.
It would be amazing if after Andrew Scott said it's not a present, Stikey went, I was hoping you had a pair.
You're trying to invent a new game to beat now.
Again, through the darkness, I think I saw kings there. Oh, pocket nines for Van Marcus.
If he gets it in here, a Van is what we're going to need to take him out of here.
All right, I'm all in. Let's go.
You didn't consult Jerry.
Jerry would have told you.
Help me out, Jerry.
And folded round to the blinds, looks like. In fact,
I suspect you're exceedingly strong.
What? What's the speech?
And you might have the one and only hand that can beat me. I call, I have kings. Do you have aces?
No, I've got nines.
Oh, I thought you were much stronger than that. Misread
You give me a whole speech and you got
I
kings.
mean,
No,
what?
I really thought you had aces.
Yeah.
I really suspected you had aces there. Oh, no, of course I got a call.
All right, nice hand.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, I think Van Marcus is
see a nine
his
of diamonds.
perturbance is
Come on, be
justified.
good.
Not a fan of the speech, but
Little baby cats. Little baby cats.
Here's why I don't like the speech. If you don't make the speech and he has aces, you don't really like lose out on anything.
the shove was for fewer than 10 big blinds.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you out of me.
Come on, Jerry. If he loses, I hope he swallows it.
Good luck,
Oh.
my friend.
King's hold.
Nice playing with you. Thanks for playing with me, man.
Thanks for playing with me, man.
Fair play.
What about a sorry for the slow roll?
Good luck, man.
You know he is like really like contemplating saying sorry about the speech, but he just couldn't get it out.
So Van Marcus out in 9th. We're down to 8, and now we find Ivan Tan all in with ace-10, dominated by Charles Chua with ace-king.
Put a king of clubs and a two of clubs.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. King of clubs and two of clubs.
Oh, it is a clubby flop.
That is two clubs. And a backdoor straight draw.
You want split?
All right.
Chop.
You want king of clubs? I think king of clubs good. Put the clubs down.
No.
Put the clubs on the board.
Six is another not terrible card for Tan.
Put the clubs on the board.
No club. And that's another elimination. So we just saw Van Marcus cash out in 9th for 25.5K. Ivan Tan finishes in 8th place for $38,461. 7 players remaining now in this high roller event from Macau. In September of 2008, David Steike and Andrew Scott are the chip leaders. Johnny Chan, the short stack with 52K, blinds 2,000, 4,000. He is in the danger zone.
Danger zone.
Joe, you just got to danger zone Johnny Chan. How's it feel?
That's pretty good. I like it. I kind of wish Johnny Chan was crushing, but I'll take a danger zone.
Steike loves an ace. Opens with ace-4, and it's ace-king for Johnny Chan.
Here we go. By the way, I think he says, "I'm all in energy drink" whenever he does it. We got to keep an eye on that.
Chan does not shove here, which might look a little bit suspicious.
Suspicious or just the actions of a man who won in 1987 and 1988?
Although
I mean, we talk about old school poker. That is
Mistake
ancient
last time.
poker.
I haven't got my pot odds. Too good.
There we go. I was going to say Steike can be sticky, but he says he hasn't got his pot odds this time, so he folds. He surrenders.
I mean, I don't know about that rationale,
My hand was
but
good enough.
good
Right,
fold.
but it wasn't good enough to.
He's right. He's not wrong.
It wasn't much to beat me. I don't think.
Ace-9 for David Steike. Loves an ace.
This time I hope he has the pot odds.
Johnny Chan has pocket threes.
Is he going to go for just another 3-bet out of that stack again?
I raise.
Yep.
I'm all in.
Oh.
Oh.
I
The pump
raise.
fake.
I'm all in.
Energy
Count,
drink.
count.
Just to be clear, he said count. He did not say call.
And he's just checking to see if he's got the pot odds.
Well, you know how to cut down my odds, don't you? You're the best.
I
You
love
want to
that
see it?
line.
I'll show it to you, one hand.
Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to be trying any cards.
Too late. I asked him, I didn't ask you. Because he says he's been showing hands, I will show it to you. I had you beat. Have a pair.
Oh, Johnny.
A pair up.
Chan keeping his head above water.
Have a crack. Take out Johnny.
Check out the master.
I got a shorter stack. What are you worried about me?
This short stack's getting a little bit less short.
Getting excited.
Played pretty good.
You think I play good? Seriously?
Yeah.
Reading is so important, you know?
Exactly.
Well, everybody knows how to play, like the standard,
Reading,
the cards. Reading.
making the right decision is very important. Mind game? It's all mind.
Yeah, it's a mind game.
You don't
Real
say.
psychology game.
I mean, his read was spot on when he thought Van Marcus had aces.
I mean, that would have been lay down of the century, but not in a good way.
That was the most amazingly awkward 2008 era conversation we've had in any of these shows yet.
10-5.
It's all about the decisions, James. I don't know if you know that or not. Anybody can know the rules of poker. It's about the decisions you make.
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Timeless. Ma, the meatloaf.
Pocket nines. Chew up with ace queen. And Quindo with ace jack. David Steike. King jack of diamonds.
I mean, dominated here, but not a terrible hand if you're closing the action, and it's
Over 100?
4
You
ways.
can bust 3 player in one hand.
150, nearly 160, including that.
It's amazing what Johnny Chan thinks is a joke.
Right.
Oh, no.
I love the Steike squeeze here.
Will you show if I fold?
Steike squeeze
Yeah,
is
this
going to
hand
get
will
exactly 3 callers here.
That's one
All right,
fold.
one down.
That's 2 folds.
Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a no-go for Quindo.
Ah. And now David Steike has to assess if he's getting the right pot odds.
Anyway.
This is Asia.
Double up time, kid.
Only on the rail.
I was going to just call it as well. Anyhow, the good news is you're in front. But I'll have
Good read, David Steike.
What's up? What's up, King Jack? You see how... Oh my God. I was saying APPT, right?
I was flipping with you. I folded a pair.
Yep, Steike needs a king. Or diamonds.
Anyone have an ace? I did. 1 ace.
Oh. Well, instead it's 2 strawberries, and that's good for dough.
2 outs. What pair you have? 8? 7?
And 9.
You had 9?
4 people in the pot. One of them I thought had to have maybe. Huh?
Looking good for a double up.
Went on.
3 times. No. 3 times.
Quindo survives.
Double up.
You would have
Will
won.
now be second on the leaderboard.
Well, if I'd done what I was listening to do in 3.
Quindo with more than $250,000 now. 255,000. David Steike still ahead. Johnny Chan has dropped down again to 54K. Still in the danger zone.
Danger zone.
Blinds are 2,500, 5,000. And our chip leader has ace queen. Cruel Tech loves the fact that I call hearts strawberries, so I will continue to do it for the rest of the day.
Juicy, dripping, delicious strawberries.
I'm all in.
Johnny Chan all in with pocket sixes. I don't think Stikey's folding to this one. I think we're going to be off to the races.
Like getting low with Flo Rida versus apologizing with One Republic. One of these two things from 2008 has a slight mathematical advantage. Are we going to get low, or is it too late to apologize?
I won more money in this hand than any other hand. Red 6.
Well, sixes are holding on a 10-tray deuce flop.
Strawberry heavy board.
How about 6 of heart? That would be interesting. 6 of heart would be very interesting.
I'll take a 6 of hearts.
Gotta love that laugh.
Oh, straight draw now for Stikey.
No picture.
Lots of outs.
But Chan, better than a 3-1 favorite to double up. The river card is a jack. That's Broadway for Stikey. And Johnny Chan,
Sorry. I had a call.
two-time World Series of Poker main event champ, exits in 7th.
The legend himself. Where's my car? I'm sorry, John, I don't remember.
Yeah, and developed.
Chan cashing out for just over $50,000.
He's played that short stack so well.
Yeah, it's an art.
He's come 7th. That's how to play a short stack, boys.
Someone cut to commercial.
Huh?
And coming back from commercial,
Is that all you can muster up?
Wilma,
No.
you just got schlooged.
Why?
Oh, Wilma.
Good luck.
Wilma get schlooged? Yes.
Hello, man. Huh? Well done, 5th place, huh?
Good luck, guys. Hey, man.
And that's going to take us down to the final 5. David Stikey still with the chip lead. Namely, the short stack. Blinds are 3,000, 6,000.
Spent a lot of time covering Nam Lee when I was first on the tour. Nam is cousin Tuan, who I misidentified on the rail just moments ago. I don't know why the person on the rail's name is escaping me right now. It's Kenny?
Race.
He's an amazing player. I feel terrible. My
Kenny
brain
Tran?
is melted. What's that?
Kenny Tran?
Not Kenny Tran.
Meanwhile, we've got Andrew Scott opening with ace-queen. Namely with 7s.
Time for another flip, I guess.
Well, you're assuming that Scott's going to call. The guy nearly folded kings to a short stack show.
Man. Now you put me to a tough decision.
It's all about the decisions.
Question is, how does his hand stack up against mine?
Yes, that's exactly the question.
Do you want me to call now?
I'll leave the decision to you.
Okay. It was nice playing with
Great
you.
answer.
Either way. Oh no, if I lose, I still got some chips.
JC Tran, thank you, Carl.
Fold.
JC Tran on the rail.
Short guy.
God, I'm really embarrassed I couldn't remember that.
Cool.
Well, here we go. We are off to the races. Scott makes the call. He is not at risk. It's Lee who needs to hold to survive.
Please let me win a race.
Like Fallout 3 versus Little Big Planet. One of these two things from 2008 has the slight mathematical advantage.
Let me win a race. Come on, baby.
Good luck, man. Thank you.
Ace, 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 queen, ace, queen. 10 king. 10 king. Ace. 2, 3, king 10, 2, 3, king 10.
If you don't keep saying your outs, they won't come.
An ace or a queen will eliminate Lee, but it's a 10 on the river, 7's hold. That is going to leave Andrew Scott pretty short. The Hot Priest with just 5 bigs now.
We got some serious.
Don't forget fake Bond villain.
I think your situations are slightly more critical than mine.
Absolutely. My situation is dire. Okay. I want Dave to just be the Terminator.
Plan B, buddy.
Plan B?
Yep, you
Yes, I had a plan B,
Dave,
right?
we're talking about
Nam
you.
didn't have a plan B. He had plan A, and that was it.
Your plan A is...
He had a
Plan A is
plan
gone,
Lee.
Now it's plan B. I'm folding.
Ah, you got me excited. Okay. Oh, so, well, I'm like...
I'm not sure that joke was funny back in 2008, let alone now.
Poor Andrew Scott. I bet if we played a present-day tournament, he'd have fresh material.
I am never going to criticize having characters at the table. Loving these guys.
Yeah.
So this is going to be Lee versus Stikey. King Queen versus King 6. And it's top 2 versus top pair.
What a beautiful, beautiful flop for King Queen.
I'm all in.
Got all the kings beat.
Oh, David,
you got all the over pairs beat.
No.
Call.
Jack 10? Jack 10?
Take him out.
1%.
6.
Nice. Nice hand.
This is not developing too well.
Maybe...
Running 6s.
And I had a feeling Stikey was going to lose some chips here. I was not expecting him to just run it in to 2 pair.
Yeah, and that is a full house on the river for Nam Lee. And Nam Lee's now up to 280k. David Stikey playing 368k.
All right, come on. Poker gods, give me aces. I deserve them.
Reserve's got nothing to do with it.
I'm all in.
Half your prayer was answered. Ace-9, pretty good, all things considered. That's almost your entire prayer.
This is a super short shove, by the way. Hardly any chips. Nam Lee making the call with ace-3. And 2 folds. Domination Nation in Scott's favor.
Saved me the trouble with my marginal.
Ah, that's not so good for me.
I had...
You have an ace?
Front? All right, come on. 4 hearts.
If you didn't call, I'd call.
Ciao.
You do not want
Let's see
4
some
hearts.
medium-sized black cards, thanks. Good start. That's a good start.
Oh.
Oh.
Wheel draw for Lee.
9. Who said 5?
I think Scott's going to hold.
Keep saying it. You're already out. Would you rather be in my position or yours?
I'd rather root for him.
That's to fade a 5.
Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
There it is.
Scott survives.
I'm going to win this tournament, boys. Why not? I'm going to double up and double up and double up. Now, Selena, you can push with your aces. Sorry, gents.
So where are we at right now? Scott's still the short stack, but not as short as he once was. David Stikey still with the chip lead, just ahead of Quindo. Ace-queen for Charles Chua. Back-to-back final tables. Second in the main event. And guaranteed a top 5 finish in the high roller.
Now this here, this is a fair fight. Chua looks relatively short.
152 behind.
He's the second shortest stat.
Can't fold tens.
I'm all in.
Are we flipping again already?
I think so. The all-in from Chua, and if Stikey calls, we can do the cards.
Cool.
Here we go.
Like Hancock versus 21. One of these two things from 2008 has a slight mathematical advantage.
I have recollections of there being better movies released in 2008. Anywho, Chua at risk.
Good game this, huh? It's a pretty fun game.
And tens are holding. Stikey, 3-1 favorite to eliminate Charles Chua in 5th place.
What even a 10 gives you?
No, I don't want to see the 10. Rather not. Or just give me the ace and get it over with.
Chua 1 card away from being masticated.
The river is an ace. Barry Greenstein in your face.
Just about to go.
Oh, sit down.
Still here.
Chua gets the stand-up walk-away equity and hits and doubles up.
Time for Chua to dance the Charleston.
So we are still 5-handed at the final table of this high roller event from APPT Macau back in September of 2008, and we will conclude that event in just a moment. Just a reminder, and I saw a couple of people asking about Vanessa Cade and about whether Joe and I managed to get an interview with Vanessa, and yes, we did. We recorded that interview earlier on today, and that will be part of the new episode of the Poker in the Ears podcast, episode 210, which will be released after we finish today's stream. So we talk about the Sunday Million anniversary, we speak to Vanessa, we recap the commentator showdown, Joe talks about playing some live poker, exclamation point. We run a mock. We have Superfan versus Stapes about the banned fish. All that goodness to come in audio form at the end of today. The other thing I wanted to highlight, Joe, is of course, we mentioned that the Scoop schedule was released earlier this week. We now are putting the finishing touches to our live streaming plans. We will go into detail about that on next week's podcast, but I can tell you that we are going to be producing 20 streams over the course of Scoop. So as you've probably seen, Scoop kicks off Easter weekend. It starts on Sunday, the 4th of April. So from Monday the 5th is when we start streaming with the usual gang, with Sam, Maria, Griffin, and Nick, covering some of the bigger events. 10K high rollers, 5K high rollers, 25K super high rollers, a little bit of PLO on the side. I can reveal that Joey Ingram is going to be on board for those streams. But basically, Monday through Saturday, most weeks, you're going to get live coverage. Fridays, because that's the rest day for players, no live stream on a Friday, but Maria is going to be bringing you some final table replays of some no-limit hold'em events. So if you like 5-card draw PKOs, if you like no-limit Omaha 8 or better, if you love deuce to 7 triple draw, you're in for a treat because some of those events are going to get streamed on a couple of Fridays during the series. But yeah, looking forward to that. And as ever, it will conclude with our coverage of the main events. And yes, I say that plural for 2 reasons. You've got the PLO main event and the No Limit Hold'em main event. But when we get to the final day of the series, when we get to that final Wednesday, you've got the 10K main event, that's the high, but you've also got the medium and the low as well. And obviously our primary focus is going to be on the 10K, but we'll also keep tabs on what's happening in the medium and low versions as well. I'm so excited for Scoop, Joe. Last year we got to do some final table replays. This year we get to do as live Cards Up coverage.
Yeah, because the arena construction wasn't quite complete in time for Scoop last year, right?
That's right. We were still basically putting the finishing touches to the canopy of the stadium. We were putting the seating in. We were rigging the lighting panels. The hot dog stands were a long way from being ready. And you've got to do that test, right, where you have to flush every toilet simultaneously to check that it can cope with the capacity crowd. So, yeah, it was not ready for Scoop. It made its debut with Stadium Series. But, yes, we will be back in the arena for Scoop starting on Monday, the 5th of April. So those streams still to come. And before that, of course, we've got another Sunday Million stream. That will be on Monday. Right, let's close out this high roller final table. This is the closing of the APPT for us as well. Now, of course, the tour ran for many years later, and I believe there were some live streams as well from the Asia Pacific Poker Tour. But as far as TV shows are concerned, this is where it ends. But next week, we have got the Latin American Poker Tour to look forward to. But I want to see if David Steike can close out a high roller. He was third in Macau last year. He's in the top 5 in Macau this year and is still the chip leader. So let's see how David fares, or whether he has to rush back to Hong Kong for a party, because I believe that's what happened in 2007.
Yeah, the guy's life sounds like a fun one, to be honest. When your parties get in the way of your poker tournaments and vice versa, that's a good spot to be in life.
So we've got a World Series of Poker bracelet winner, a WPT main event champion, and the third place finisher from this event last year, and professional poker player Andrew Scott.
I actually got chips to play back at you now. Queen.
Line still 3,000, 6,000. Ace 8 for Quinn Doe.
More.
Can't believe that Steike had actually dropped down to 4th place on the leaderboard. I thought he still had the advantage. David, you can make a comeback. You can do this. I believe in you.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. Got a call.
Hey, Jax.
Oh, the coin flip, Joey.
That's another one.
Coin flip time. Like Pineapple Express versus Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Good luck, Andrew.
One of these two things from 2008 has a slight mathematical advantage.
No, I do.
Nah, I
have an ace.
That helps.
Win a race sometimes.
Anyone else have a queen? Yeah, win a race. Let me win a race.
Win a race sometimes,
Win
Andrew.
a race. Little cards. That's a good one. They're good. Not the littlest card, though.
I don't know, 4 or 5. A 4 or 5 just to make it interesting, yeah, Andrew?
How about a 7? 7's good.
Why not the littlest card?
Is
the deuce bad for him?
That's what I asked for in the first place.
Baby Dog asks, Joey, when did this start? It started in 2008. Thank you for your question.
Jacks hold. Andrew Scott gets another double up.
He might win this.
Andrew Scott's up to 262k. He is now 3rd in chips.
Easy come, easy go.
Oh, he doubled up through Chewy. He's now 2nd in chips.
He called it a little while ago.
Oh,
here we go. This is what you want to have in the season finale.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a bit late for this. We're like at the back end of 2 final tables that we've covered. And if you needed this information now, what the hell have you been watching for the last couple of hours for?
Boys.
Maybe it's because they
I
think Andrew
refuse to
Scott
die.
needs to know what the hand rankings are.
Dài quá. Mập này dài quá.
Yeah, there's 2 stacks of reset. Oh, thanks. Enough W.
Pocket kings here for Nam Lee.
So one of my first ever podcasts, we got Nam Lee for an interview, and I don't know if you can tell, but he's kind of quiet.
Yeah. Oh no!
And
don't do David Stikey like this. No.
Do the cards. Do the Stikey. We got Nam Lee talking for 45 minutes, and when the interview's over, we thank him, and I look at my engineer, and he is white as a ghost. As white as David Stikey's going to be when he sees these hands turn over.
All in.
All in with tens. The call from kings. Stikey way behind here and at risk.
My engineer tells me I forgot to hit record on that interview. You have to do it again. It was not as good. Hopefully this works out better for Nam Lee than that interview did.
Did you fire
King
it?
10.
Okay.
I wish I could have, but an open ender here.
A straight draw for Stikey. Board pairs on the turn, and Stikey's going to need to hit on the river. Well, we did the cards and they did not work in David Stikey's favor. He is the 5th place finisher in this high roller in Macau from 2008, cashing for nearly $90,000.
He almost knew what place he finished in.
I win the last one a bit.
I love this dude. Bring back David Stikey.
And then there were 4.
Now
there
there
are
are
4
4
green
correct.
bottles sitting on the wall.
It's 2-2 now, Andrew. 2 Aussies.
Yeah, it's you and me, buddy.
Take one down, pass it around.
Correct, baby dog. It is an engineer's first job to make sure it's recording, which is why I asked if instant dismissal was the response to that mistake.
I wouldn't have dreamt of firing anyone at that age. Firing someone like doesn't get you the recording back.
There have to be consequences in life, Joe. So Scott with ace-9, Nam Lee with 10-9, and there is a 9 on the flop.
Anybody got a spade? Let me check. Nope, no spade.
Andrew Scott is now a 92% favorite, and he's betting again.
This is like the first legit playing through the streets hand we've got to see from Andrew Scott.
160.
Nam Lee, not a believer.
Nam Lee folds.
Oh, there we go. Back in this era, guys like Nam Lee and JC Tran were playing miles ahead of everybody else, and they're probably a little behind. in terms of 2021 poker.
It's all out war now,
But
man.
these,
No, the whole day it's been between this side and that side.
That side.
these guys had just figured out closer to GTO stuff way before everyone else did. Then, of course, people figured it out and added to it in an insanely exponential way. But the results that these guys were putting up back at the time, they were just really feared at the table, especially in America.
Well, the blinds have gone up to 4,000, 8,000, and Namley's opened with 7-4 offsuit. Quindo with pocket nines. And it is a queen 10-5 flop. 9 still ahead. Huge favorite, in fact.
Like you can see Nam here, right? Already knowing that this is a hand that isn't going to improve, a hand that is not going to be good at showdown.
Big hand too. I should have re-raised this thing.
And look at this, just gets the nines to fold.
2 nines. Okay, now.
Nam's got to be pretty happy with himself there.
Silent assassin, huh? Always be scared of the introverted guys.
I don't like to play with him either.
You don't like to play with him? I don't blame you. He's a good player.
A real tough customer. And I got him talking for 45 minutes.
Oh, there is the reigning high roller champion, Eric Asadurian.
Awesome. Missed his presence here.
And Andrew Scott back in action with King 10. Window has pocket eights. It's got the snowmen's. Num, num.
So if Quindo hits an 8 as the first card off the deck on the flop, would you say he hit the Doer card? Or did he hit the Quindo?
Do I really have to respond to that?
Nah.
What is...
I can't call you, man. I can't call you.
Charles Chewer doing?
Can you get a count?
It's called bluffing, James. It's a huge part of poker. Maybe you've heard of it.
Do you feel lucky, Charlie?
Yeah. Why not?
I think I feel lucky though.
That was Twanley.
Let's do it then.
Next to JC Tran.
Can you tell me what you have?
No, you get it in there, we'll see. Then we can do it.
I like this. I like having a little bit of talk sometimes.
Oh,
when you don't have it, didn't help.
yeah.
What price 10-4
Hey,
gets
10-4,
there?
10-4's a big hand.
I don't know, man. I think this is more like a flip.
He doesn't know how to play live poker. Experience, boy.
I think you're a little kid.
Really?
Bruce Baggles is loving it.
What's up, man?
I can't believe it took you that long, man. Well, it's me.
I mean, you've been playing Thai and all that stuff, so you know.
That's what you think, man.
Well, after I saw
that
that
was a reasonable amount of time to think of eights.
I gotta do something sometime, man.
2 hours late into the high roller. 5, is it?
Oh, where's the 10 of hearts?
3 apart. 6
You're not really allowed to lament missing with this hand.
No, I don't want.
Oh, 10 on the turn.
No.
You gotta want it.
Puke.
It's all good.
I want you.
Right out the Quindo.
Only an 8 can eliminate.
No 8 on the river, and Charles Chua doubles up.
I've just ruined my image here.
It's not all you ruined.
That's my lucky side. Bring it home.
I don't know. Charles Chua looks like a Chaz to me.
Yeah, I could see that. Plays like a Chaz.
Namely raising with King 10. What you got now, Chaz?
Pretty
King
Chazzy
deuce.
shove. Chua flopping real hard here.
I mean, what a rotation situation for Chua. Going to the river. Oh, domination restoration for Nam Lee.
Little justice for Nam. This is just a... Oh. Yeah.
Your 2-pair is better than his 2-pair.
Nam gets some back from that double up.
Nice hand.
Thanks.
Live by the 10, die by the 10.
It's like, what is stupid 10? You would have been out. You would have been out already.
Meanwhile, Joe, we've got Will Goat Boney watching, who says, sorry, my knowledge is a bit off. Making culturally insensitive and geographically inaccurate jokes and not knowing how to spell. Yeah, story checks out.
Yeah, agreed. Multiple attempts at that one, too.
Macau loves you. You're not out yet.
Macau loves you.
Chips, you got chance.
Oh, he almost said chip in a chair. If you've got chips, you've got a chance. That was almost like the inspiration. That was almost like a precursor.
I mean, this was so many years before I ended up coining that phrase in 2014.
Still four-handed at this final table from September 2008. Blinds are 4,000, 8,000.
Here we go. Come on, Chucky.
Window is open with 10-9. Charles Chua with kings.
Chucky, you heard it from his friend and massage therapist, former high roller champion Eric Asadura, and it's Chucky Chua. Spade, spade, spade. Uh-oh. Could be a problemo for Quindo if another spade rolls off. Not sure how much more trouble you can get into here. What?
All in and a call. So Chua is the at-risk player, but has 97% equity here.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I'm beginning to see why this needed a couple of episodes.
This is likely to be all over on the turn. Sure enough, kings are good, and that is another double up for Charles Chua.
Come on, Chucky.
He's a Chucky, not a Chaz.
Change gears, baby. Change gears.
That's it, mate. Momentum change.
364,000 pots, Charles.
Calling for the gear change. One player to a hand. If you're going to give advice like that, I don't know. I don't know how fair that is.
Lines now 5,000, 10,000. And pocket queens for Chucky.
Let's try again.
29,000.
I've been waiting for you to pull your weight, Andrew.
I'll do it, man. Don't worry. I'm not afraid to put my chips in the middle.
Unless he has kings. Ace king for Nam Lee. Strap in for the sickest and classicest of all races.
Oh boy.
Race for Nam.
All in.
All in.
All in.
All in and a call.
Charles is all in. Pocket coins. Ace kings.
I don't have a sickest and classicest race of all time, but how about True Blood versus Sons of Anarchy?
I saw one episode of the former and have never seen an episode of the latter.
All right, Queen of...
Say it louder.
Queen of clubs, please.
No, you don't call for outs when you're ahead.
I'm trying to be polite.
This is it. This is it.
9, 4, 3. A reminder that Chua needs queens to hold to survive.
Settle for 3 sides.
Chucky, you gotta want everything, mate. Ask for it.
Okay, 6 of hearts. 6 of hearts.
How do you ask for a not ace or king?
5.
Okay.
He's rubbish at getting the cards he's asking for.
6 of hearts. Yeah. 6 of
There
hearts.
you go. At least ask for something. That's not a negative. Hey!
So queens hold and Chucky's still alive.
Who does Macau like
How
more,
many
Chucky?
double ups have we seen?
A lot.
Wish I had a better face for TV.
I think it's adorable.
So Chua second in chips now. Nam Lee still ahead. Andrew Scott, the low man at the table. Blind still 5-10.
Queen 9 of hearts here.
29.
No, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds.
Ooh. Slightly better.
Ah. The ladles for Charles Chua.
Oh no.
100,000 for Charles.
Jack.
With Jacks Lee all in.
Jack, queen, bada bing. Domination Nation.
Only
And
3 hands better than mine.
oh, yeah.
Call.
I mean, this is again another situation where ICM just was not a thing back in 2008. These are the 2 biggest stacks in a huge coup here. And Chua can now call for cards because he's behind.
A coup here, coup there.
Now ask for it.
No, but with a jack, you can still make it straight. Okay.
I love
2
this
jacks.
coaching. I wonder how much he's charging.
Oh.
There have been so many double ups. This has finally got to be.
Swatted.
Yeah.
Okay, one last chance to hit. Charles Chua needs a jack on the river.
That's it, mate. Ask for it.
You gotta believe it, though. Believe it.
I don't think he believes. And there's your evidence. So Charles Chua out in 4th place, but what a festival this was for him. 2nd in the main event, 4th in the high roller. That's another $115,384.
Hell of a run, Chachu. Hell of a run.
And now we are 3-handed at this final table. Nam Lee is the chip leader. He's got 785,000. He's the favorite to lift that trophy. Andrew Scott's got 230K. Quinn Doe with 212K.
Family pot, huh? Come on, guys, don't be so serious.
Maybe don't be in the family pot.
I can't hold it no more.
Oh, we had a laugh.
I'm not saying this is Andrew Scott, but I am saying that usually the guy telling you not to be so serious is the least funny person at the table. 7, 8, 9, 10, all hearts. You can understand taking one off here with the gutter ball.
Yeah.
Plus 45,000.
So Lee raises.
Takes the pot.
And Doe folds.
Queen has 180,000.
One of those few times you can raise without it.
7,
Huh?
95.
Pretty confident you'll catch something. 2 cards to come.
No chit chat. Man, I would love to be you. Sitting behind all those chips. You look so determined.
I guess David
no
Steike
party
did
this time.
not have a
Yeah.
party in Hong Kong to get to.
Something
Maybe-
tells me the party is happening tonight in Macau.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe no party in Hong Kong gets started until Andrew Scott's in the place.
Right, could be.
I don't think there are going to be any walks, right?
Well, maybe, just not now.
Please, action on Andrew the big blind.
Raise.
That was said with such confidence, this can't possibly be a big hand. And right in the middle.
A raise.
Re-raise the next.
Certainly not a bigger hand.
70.
Plus 70.
I've got a feeling this pot's about to get bigger.
You got to have a pair, right? Trying to sucker me in. You're clearly pot committed. Clearly. You know
right.
I know that. So why didn't you shove?
We're getting deeper.
Trying to draw me in with a real premium hand?
Ooh.
Or are you trying to represent that?
Colder? Warmer? None of the above?
I think I have to go all in. Okay, I'm all in.
Andrew answers all in.
I call.
What do you got? You got a pair of some description?
Queen calls 10s.
A pair of some description.
Sorry.
And that
sorry.
description is
I need
10.
to see that reaction again.
Yeah.
What do you got? You got a pair of some description?
This is where he sees it. Andrew Scott's reaction needs to become a gif.
How else do you want to get it?
The disappointed shrug.
Make it easy for me. 3 hearts and no fill up. Pretty big ask.
No hearts, no 10, little hope.
I'm seriously
Yeah,
screwed.
that seems astute. That's probably his best read of the day.
What do you think of my call? What do you think of my shove, rather?
Ace on the turn. Now we love your shove.
I'm not home. Just be good. Just a 5 of diamonds.
There's a 1 card in the deck you have to worry about.
Brick, please. Be good.
The 1 time does not work for Quindo, and he's eliminated in 3rd. He cashes for $153,846, and we are going heads up, Joe. Andrew Scott in the final 2.
That Quindo. Hey, look, Andrew Scott called his shot when he was doubled up from the shortest stack to the shortest
stack. I got a lot of work to do.
What?
So just settle down. Don't get excited. Be disciplined. Play your A game.
Was he just talking to himself there?
Yeah, he's got all the catchphrases down.
Wow. What a guy.
I just think you're going to annihilate me now.
Probably.
So we're basically 2 to 1, huh? 1 all in does the swap.
Probably. Exactly.
It's a pleasure playing with you. Heads up. Thank you. It really is. You're a nice, real nice guy. We've got different personality types, but we like to play.
Excruciatingly.
There is nothing worse than table chat when 100% of the conversation is coming from one person.
I mean, look, it makes Andrew Scott look bad, but this is what Nam's like with everybody.
Sure.
Nam might be having a great time.
Jack 10 versus Ace 3. And it is a Jack high flop.
That is a Jack 10 flop right there. Nice one, Golden Urchin. This is more like table monologue.
Should go back to just talking to himself again.
Raise.
This sort of snap raise with authority, this is something people caught on to pretty quickly. Obviously, Nam's got the kind of hand that he's like probably never going to fold. But this sort of body language, you don't really see it anymore. And you almost never see it with a super strong hand.
Raise.
You raise.
Raise against my name.
Namley is just too good. This is just never going to work on him.
You got a heart draw.
No, he has top pair and a straight draw.
Why didn't you put me all in? You did. Okay, you win.
Yeah, you have ace high.
I'm too scared.
I don't think this heads up is going to last very long.
I mean, look, sometimes the poker gods have different plans for things, but, you know, based on pure. Hey, Joe Gyron on the rail. That's cool. Based on pure skill, you know, Nam's got the heavy advantage here. He's got the chip advantage. This should not last very long. Sometimes funny things happen, heads up. Looks like an all-in.
Cool.
Yeah, Namely bet enough to put Andrew Scott all in. He calls it off with Jack 10. It's almost a race.
Yeah, you'd expect there to be a little bit more equity in Lee's favor, but
couldn't be a worthier winner.
I guess with all the clubs out, it makes it harder to make a flush. It's good news for being dominated here.
So close and yet so far, huh? How much?
And it's a king high flop. There is a jack out there as well. It's not over yet.
I mean, Andrew really needed that jack. It's pretty much over without that jack going with it.
2 jacks, 3 tens, running maybe 29.
3 tens.
Yeah.
2 cards to come.
There's 3 tens in the deck, though.
King.
Good point.
The ice.
20% is not terrible.
There's still an 80% chance that we see Nam Lee win this high roller on this hand. And it is over. Andrew Scott, the runner-up. Nam Lee, the champion. Scott cashing for just shy of $260,000. Sorry, $270,000. And the first prize of $474,359 claimed by Nam Lee.
Andrew Scott, always entertaining. Good finish for him. Nam Lee, the quiet storm.
So we had the main event won by Eddie
We
Sabat.
won't have another chance to get that close for a while.
And the high roller event here from APPT Macau, September 2008, won by Nam Lee. Give that man his trophy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our coverage of old school poker from the Asia Pacific region, because next week, Joe, we are going south of the border. We are going to the Latin American Poker Tour. Now, if there's one thing we know about the LAPT, and again, it's going to be a new experience for me. I'm sure it will be for you as well. I haven't seen any of these shows, haven't seen any of these events before, but we know that we have a lot of passionate players. I think we can expect a lot of over-celebration. I think we can expect some real emotion at the tables. And also, if I think about who was on the PokerStars roster back then, we're going to see a young Andre Akari in action. I'm hoping we're also going to see plenty of Humberto with the shark shtick. That's what I'm hoping for.
I wonder, do you remember that guy from the PSPC that was like, I wonder if we are going to see him at the LAPT. I mean, if not, there's going to be plenty of people like him.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so that is going to be kicking off next Thursday. Of course, we're going to be putting Retro on pause after next week because we're going to be bang into Scoop for the month of April. So no Retro streams, no Sunday Million streams during the month of April. It's all about Scoop.
What about podcast?
We'll put the podcast on hold for Scoop as well, Joe. We're going to be solely focused on the Spring Championship of Online Poker.
Very good.
And thanks to Raksha for reminding me that the streaming schedule for Scoop, if you're watching on Twitch, is under the stream right now, so you can see what's coming up in the coming days and weeks. In the immediate future, in the next few days, in the next few hours, in the next few minutes, new episode of the Poker in the Ears podcast as we talk to Vanessa Cade about her victory in the Sunday Million 15th anniversary earlier this week. And of course, there's another Sunday Million stream this coming Monday. Joe and I will be back on Twitch and YouTube. Spraggy's going to join us for that one, Joey.
I love Spraggy. So he might be my favorite non-Hartigan person in the world.
I'll allow it. And yes, we will be back here next Thursday with more old school poker, more retro action. But for now, from Joe Stapleton and me, James Hartigan, it's goodbye and thanks for watching.